A drunk tourist swings at a guardsman, confident he'll get a reaction. But in the next moment, his own body betrays him, and he crashes onto the pavement with a loud thud, becoming the crowd's laughingstock. What happened next turned into a true nightmare for him. But let's start from the beginning. London, Buckingham Palace. The gray sky looms over the square, but that doesn't stop the tourists. This place is always crowded. Cameras click, tour guides chatter to their groups, children cling to their parents, pointing at the guards in red tunics. The air is filled with the hum of conversations, laughter, and the occasional gasp from those seeing the Queen's famous sentries for the first time. The soldiers stand like they're carved from stone. Their faces show no emotion, their bodies remain motionless. They are the symbol of British discipline, steel embodied in human form. But among the tourists, there's one person who stands out. Bill, a man in his 50s, tall but hunched with scruffy reddish stubble that only makes him look more unkempt. On his head, a faded baseball cap with an American flag, once vibrant but now dull and greasy. His orange jacket hangs open, revealing an old, stretched-out gray t-shirt. His jeans are wrinkled, stained with something questionable. In one hand, he clutches a plastic cup of beer. Cheap, watered down, already warm, but he doesn't care. In the other, a cracked phone screen, which he refuses to let go of, though his focus is currently elsewhere. Bill is drunk. Not just tipsy. He's wasted. His movements are clumsy, his vision unfocused, his lips curled into a smug, self-satisfied grin. He's the type who thinks he's the life of the party, even when no one invited him. And then he notices the guardsman, a tall, fair-skinned man in a perfectly tailored red uniform, gold buttons gleaming, a crisp white belt across his chest. His black boots are polished to perfection, and atop his head sits a massive bearskin hat, making him appear even more imposing. He is utterly still. Too still. "Well, steel ass. Think you'll even blink?" Bill smirks, swaying slightly. No reaction. The tourist snorts, takes a long swig of beer, and wipes his mouth with his jacket sleeve. "Oh, come on. Seriously? Not even a twitch?" He suddenly lunges forward, waving his hands in front of the soldier's face as if trying to wake him up. The guardsman doesn't move. The crowd begins to take notice. People stop taking pictures and start watching the scene unfold. Some whisper to each other, others frown. An elderly British gentleman in a tweed jacket shakes his head. "Leave him alone, sir." But Bill just sneers. "Oh, come on, I'm just having fun." He wobbles on his feet, spilling some beer onto the pavement, but quickly refocuses on the guardsman. Bill wants more. He feels the eyes on him. He hears the subtle sound of phones being pulled out. He knows he's being recorded. He needs a show. The whispers in the crowd grow into murmurs of irritation. Just moments ago, people were chuckling at the drunken tourist's antics. But now the amusement fades, replaced by annoyance. They can see he's taken it too far. Some shake their heads, others put their phones away, realizing this is no longer just an awkward moment. It's turning into a real incident. "Hey, leave him alone!" someone calls out. "Are you an idiot? That's the British Guard," a woman in a black coat exclaims, clutching her purse as if afraid the drunk might stumble into her. "Back off before it's too late," warns a man with thick silver hair, looking as if he'd personally throw Bill off the square if he had to. But Bill hears none of it. He's drunk, and in his mind, this is his moment of glory. He doesn't care what people think. In his distorted reality, he's the main character of this story. He feels their eyes on him, sees the phones recording. To him, this isn't humiliation. It's a performance, and he's the star, and he wants more. Bill takes another wobbly step forward, now dangerously close to the guardsman. His drunken smirk stretches wider, his eyes burning with a mix of alcohol-fueled arrogance and a desperate need for attention. "Oh, so you're actually human, huh?" Bill shakes his head slowly, pretending to be disappointed. No reaction from the soldier. The guardsman stands like a stone statue, his gaze fixed in the distance, his body completely still, the embodiment of discipline, and that infuriates Bill even more. "All right, then. Let's see what you're really made of." The tourist sneers, tilting his head, and suddenly he raises his hand. A swing. The crowd freezes. A few people gasp in horror. Someone manages to shout, "No!" But it's too late. Bill swings his arm, aiming to slap the guardsman with all his might. He already envisions his palm striking the soldier's rigid face, imagines him finally breaking, imagines the chaos that will unfold, the moment he becomes the center of the storm. But that moment never comes. At the very last fraction of a second, the guardsman, who had shown no sign of movement before, sharply and precisely tilts his head to the side. Bill's hand slices through empty air. No impact, no resistance, just nothing. And that breaks Bill. In his head, everything happens in slow motion. He expected solid contact. He expected to feel skin, muscle, something. But instead, his palm meets only emptiness, loss of balance, loss of control. His already unsteady legs fail to catch him, and then gravity takes over. Bill's body lurches forward, a split second. Then he's falling. Thud! Bill crashes face first onto the cold, hard pavement. The crowd gasps. For a moment, everyone is silent. It lasts only a second, but it feels like an eternity. And then, laughter erupts. "Ha ha ha! Oh my God, he took himself out! He didn't even touch him. Did you see that? That idiot just collapsed on his own. He just fell?" The laughter rolls through the square, drowning out even the noise of the city. People can't believe what they just saw. They expected a fight, a commotion, maybe security stepping in. But this was perfect. Bill has become a joke. Lying face down on the stone pavement, it takes him a moment to even process what happened. Did he fall? Him? The big confident guy? He just collapsed in front of everyone? No. No. This can't be real. But the phones are pointed right at him. People are laughing so hard they can barely breathe. He's not just embarrassed, he's a viral meme in real time. Panic sets in. Bill slowly lifts his head, and his world shatters into pieces. Everything around him feels surreal. The roaring laughter of the crowd, the flashes of cameras, the echoing buzz of voices across the square. How did this even happen? His baseball cap, the one with the American flag, has slid to the side, barely hanging onto his head. His hair is a mess. His knees sting from hitting the pavement. There's a salty taste in the corner of his mouth. He can't tell if it's blood or the beer he spilled when he fell. The crowd is roaring with laughter, loud, merciless. "Ha ha ha! That idiot took himself out. Serves him right. He didn't even touch him." Every word cuts like a knife. Applause, whistles, the shrill laughter of tourists. It all feels like a hammer smashing his pride to pieces. He hears clapping, sees people filming him, even pointing at him as they double over in hysterics. He is humiliated. The shame crashes over him like a tidal wave, squeezing his chest, twisting his stomach, making his fingers tremble. His heart pounds in his ears. His face burns as the blood rushes to his head. But worse than the crowd, worse than the laughter, is the guardsman. Still standing, unfazed, calm, unshaken, as if Bill was never even there, as if he isn't drowning in humiliation, as if he is nothing, Rage boils inside him. He is not nothing. He won't let some smug little toy soldier in a red coat and a ridiculous fur hat make him a laughingstock. He jerks himself up onto his knees, breathing heavily, his hands shaking. He tries to stand, but his legs are still weak. He exhales sharply through gritted teeth. The crowd isn't letting up. Oh my God, he can barely stand. Dude, just sit down. It's over. Look, his face is red from pure rage. People clutch their stomachs, some nearly collapsing with laughter. Phones stay locked on him, recording every second. And then it hits him. It's already online. His humiliation is spreading right now. Within hours, his face will be everywhere. People will repost, comment, and mock him. This day will be the most humiliating memory of his life. He has to stop it. His eyes dart around, searching for someone, anyone, who might show sympathy. Nothing. Not a single kind glance. Just mockery. Just laughter. Rage clouds his mind. He whirls back toward the Guardsman, his chest heaving, fists clenched, his breath ragged with fury. His face is flushed, veins pulsing. God damn it! He hisses through clenched teeth. He can't let this go. He has to do something, but he never gets the chance. Two massive figures appear beside him. Security. Two towering men in black suits with earpieces move toward him with an icy determination. Bill barely has time to react before they grab him by the arms, firm, certain, no chance to break free. Hey, let me go, he shouts, struggling, but it's useless. They don't listen. The crowd erupts into cheers. The Guardsman doesn't move. Bill has lost. Iron grip. Bill feels the vice-like hands of the security guards locking onto his arms, giving him no room to escape. His world is crumbling, his mind scrambling to understand how it came to this. Adrenaline and alcohol mix into a toxic cocktail of panic and fury. You are under arrest for attempting to assault a serviceman, sir, one of the security guards announces coldly, his voice flat and emotionless. It's a detached, exhausted tone, as if Bill is just another drunken tourist who thought messing with the guards would be a good idea, and lost. What? Bill screams, his voice cracking. He can't believe this is happening. He thrashes, trying to break free, but their grip is like steel. But I didn't even hit him. His voice falters. His eyes dart around, desperate, searching for someone, anyone who might defend him. Someone to say, "Hey, he was just joking," or "Let the guy go, it was harmless." But no one does. The crowd is no longer on his side. At first, they were amused, entertained by the drunk fool acting out in public. But now, their faces are full of disgust. Bill is no longer a rebellious prankster, no longer a daredevil testing the system. He's pathetic. "Take him away!" Someone shouts from the back, and a wave of laughter follows. "Embarrassing," a woman with a thick accent calls out. "Hope they deport him," another man yells, filming everything on his phone. Bill gasps for air. He doesn't understand how everything flipped so fast. Just moments ago, he controlled the show. He was the center of attention. Now he's being dragged away like a stray dog no one wants anymore. And the Guardsman? The Guardsman hasn't moved, still standing, still motionless, as if nothing changed, as if Bill never even existed. And that's what finally destroys him. He lost. Not just the fight, the entire situation. He is completely humiliated. His heart hammers against his ribs, his breath uneven. He's always believed he could talk his way out of anything. But now, for the first time in his life, he realizes there is no way out. They drag him forward. They haul him away like a sack of garbage. Bill fights. He tries to plant his feet, to twist his shoulders, but the guards don't even acknowledge his struggle. They don't speak to him. They don't care. "Hey! Hey! Let go of me! I'm a U.S. citizen!" he yells, twisting violently. But it's useless. The crowd is celebrating. Someone whistles. Someone shouts, "Best show ever!" Someone is already uploading a video titled, "Drunk American Faces Global Humiliation." Bill can't believe it. But the worst part? He's already on the internet. He doesn't know it yet, but thousands of people are already laughing at his downfall.